Hello.
Ni hao.
Hello, welcome. My name is Jordan Brown.
And I'm V.
We're here to answer some questions about China, so let's get started. The first question from Thomas G. Are hoverboards popular in China, V?
Mm, I think they were becoming popular when we left. But no, everybody's not going around on hoverboards.
Correct. Next, Thomas also asked, are houses like those in the U.S.? So overall, most people in China, you'll see a lot of people living in apartments. So a lot of people are moving to the cities, moving into apartments. It's very rare to see anybody living in a house in the city. If you're not living in a city, you're most likely living in the countryside, and you're seeing a lot of farmers with that. So,
Okay, the next question from Nico G. What do people do for fun, Jordan?
so mostly students like to do what you guys like to do. They like to go outside, play with their friends, play sports, hang out, eat junk food, that kind of stuff. So, just normal things, just like you and me. Next, Jake M asked, "How do people get around?"
Well, they have a very good subway or metro system. Their public transport, including their buses, are very uh,
Great.
yeah, they're great. They work fast. You don't have to wait a long time. It has to cater for many people, so they're very, very efficient.
Yeah, they're excellent. It's very common for people to not drive in China. A lot of our friends who are, 20s and 30 years old, they've never driven a car. They just don't need to. So it's different than in America. So,
But there are lots of cars and there's a lot of traffic.
yes. Next up, Emma C. How long is the school day?
Well, that depends. It could be just like your school day, but there are times in high school where a student will study till late at night. It really does depend.
Yeah, so in general, it's pretty similar to America. But the older you are, the more schooling you need, the more studying you need, the more pressure there is. Next question. Lucy S. asks, how are women treated in China?
Oh, well, in with my encounters, I thought that women were treated well. They're very cared for. They have good maternity leave. I don't know, Jordan.
Yeah, just in general in China, women are treated with respect, and yeah, there's not too much difference between men and women.
hmm
So they're becoming more and more equal, like many places
Yes,
in the world.
they are doing a lot of things to empower women more and more. But so far, they're making strides.
Good. Next up, Kayla Y. Do they celebrate holidays similar to Thanksgiving and Halloween and Christmas? One, Thanksgiving they do not celebrate. That's an American holiday. Two, Halloween. They are starting to celebrate Halloween more and more. It's a fun American holiday, and it's kind of becoming more fashionable for younger people to celebrate Halloween in China. And then Christmas. It once again this is starting to become a thing, and Christmas is starting to be more popular in China. We'll talk more about that later with religion and some other questions.
But these holidays are not days that are public holidays. They're not days off. Chinese people have their own holidays, Chinese holidays, and these would be like your Christmas or Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Chinese New Year is the biggest one. It's very, very big. The whole country shuts down for weeks at a time. It's great. It's wonderful.
Okay, Caitlin R. Do they use chopsticks for everything, Jordan?
Well, they use pencils to write with, and no. So for chopsticks, they do use them often for food, but they like to use other things as well. Spoons are very common to, you'll get chopsticks and spoons usually when you get food to eat in a Chinese restaurant. Also at home, people do have forks and knives just like in America. But in general, yes, chopsticks are very popular and everybody uses them.
Western food is becoming increasingly popular, and so forks and knives are becoming popular.
Good. Next, what do they think of Americans? That's a good question, Hannah E. And yeah, they many people like Americans. It's going there visiting as an American. it's a very interesting situation. So they like meeting American people. So
They're very curious,
yeah, many places you go in the world, they're always excited to meet Americans.
and
So,
not just Americans.
yeah, everyone.
Just,
So
yeah.
it's very interesting. But yeah, it's great to travel. I suggest you guys go to China if you get the chance.
Okay, Ryan B. What is the communist government like?
So, in general, without going into too much depth, the communist government controls very much of the everyday life of the Chinese people. They have a very strong control over everything. And with that, there's a lot of different procedures and things in place to control the Chinese people. And with that, there's pros and cons, and you guys can look into that. But in general, it's the government that's been in place for 1.3 billion people. So it's a very complex situation, and you guys should do more research. But in general, they have very good control over the people in China. So that's all for our first video. We're going to keep this 1 to 6 minutes. We're going to keep going with more questions after this.